This is Python's Paradise. This is Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And here we are, June 14th, 2021. I love Zoom because our station's still closed, but boy, this has been wonderful. This has been awesome. A way out, you know. Now, I had a band on in 2020 actually. Um, One of the 30 interviews I did get out last year before lockdown with a band called Blood Opera, whom I've been familiar with since 2017 when I first went to Horror-rama. And I finally had them on the show, and I'm not sure who in the band was on there, but I think I know who was on there. Yeah, you were one of them, and Max Explosion. Well, this year, due to the pandemic, I did get Max Explosion and Esther uh, Trash. Trash. We got keep getting mixed up. Oh, yeah, Linnea.
Trash is fine.
Yeah.
She prefers trash, you know.
Well, you know what? I like her more than Linnea, to be honest.
We all do.
Yeah. She's cool.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And now we got a guy.
She's the one who keeps me from killing Max, really. Otherwise, you know, I just.
Well, folks.
The guy just goes. Sometimes. Yeah. He's a good singer, though.
Got that Axl Rose thing going. Well, today we got a guy I call Mr. Junk or Rip Junk. Play us a chord there.
Yeah, that's right. Rip Junk, the undead punk from Blood Opera. How y'all doing, Greg? I'm so glad I'm just honored to be on your show right now.
You know what? I'm honored to have you on the show, and you're being blessed because this is the first time I'm wearing my Easy A T-shirt, which I got today.
Oh, yeah.
I love Emma Stone. I just saw Cruella. Cruella was awesome.
Fantastic. She's fantastic young actress.
Yeah. So I just put this on for the first time tonight. I thought I'd break it in. Well, breaking you in on here as a solo.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many of you was on the phone with me the last time?
I believe it was the whole gang. We had everybody. We had Dick Demons, our drummer. You know, Vivian Cannibal, the other guitar player.
Okay.
Lackey Jawless, he's the one who doesn't talk much. He just kind of goes. And then there was that other guy. I want to say Mike Expunsion.
Mike Expunsions?
It starts with an M. It's Max. Yeah, Max.
Oh, yeah, Max.
You know, yeah. Like I said.
Max.
He's all right. Yeah.
I had Max and Trash on here back in March, and I'm going to tell you I work as a cleaner. That's what I've been doing through the pandemic. I'm an essential worker.
You've been doing that.
Yeah, and it's like lately I've been listening to a lot of interviews I've done from people in Toronto because I miss it so much. I listen to Max and Trash. I listened to Allie Chappell. I had on here back in February.
Oh, yeah. She's great.
Yeah, and Louis Cerez from Suspect Video. And I'm like, I miss Toronto. I'm going to tell you my little story is that I've lived here in Fredericton my whole life. And about as far as I've been, as far as I remember, is Prince Edward Island. And I would get homesick just going to Moncton or St. John, you know? Yep, I get homesick. So I said I'd never travel. But when I started doing this podcast, the third year in 2017, I had Lisa Langlois from class of 1984 on my show for a second time. We got talking about travel because she had just moved back to Toronto and she had asked me what's stopping me. And she invited me to assist her at Horror-rama in Toronto. And I could not say no. It was my first time on a plane. I was petrified until I got on the plane. It was like a bus. I took
Right.
Porter Airlines, and I was okay. I actually dug it. And when we landed in Toronto Island, I didn't take the ferry. I took the tunnel, and it's the first time I'd seen escalators since the 80s. We haven't had them
Oh,
here since the 80s.
yeah.
And so, and then when I get up the surface and took the streetcar to Union Station, and Lisa met me there, and Lisa kind of got me trained on the subways, the streetcars, showed me where all the best restaurants were, which I was happy to treat her, and she and I are still in touch, and I owe her a debt of gratitude for
That's
introducing
great.
me to
Yeah.
this
How
whole
is
world.
Lisa? I wanted to
Lisa,
ask you. It's been a while since I've seen her. I remember like we did a little thing
I saw
together for
that.
Blood Opera
Yep.
for class of 1984. We just filmed a tiny little snippet out front of the school, Central Tech, I
Yep.
believe. Yeah, that's what it is down at Bathurst there,
I
just south of
s-
Bloor.
I
And
saw.
we had a
Yeah.
freaky fun fact for no fucking reason. And she was in it and she fucking just nailed it. She just made the video. We're all blowing our minds. Yeah,
When
just to
when
be
I was there,
working.
we went around to the locations. We rented a car and we went around to the
Yeah.
locations, and we went and I got my picture taken with her in front of the school at the house where they had kidnapped Marilyn Ross, who's been a guest on my show a couple times
That's
herself.
right. That's just down the road too, right? On
Yep.
Palmerston.
Yep. And also we passed the alley where Michael J. Fox and Aaron Noble were attacked.
That's right. Which should be noted is actually just off of Elm Street. Just saying.
There you go.
Almost had there. It's
There
live.
you go.
Folks. It's live. You gotta deal with these little blunders. They happen.
Yeah. I've interviewed 5 people from class of 1984. Lisa's been on a couple times. Mary Lynn Ross has been on a couple times.
Yeah.
Stefan Armgrim's been on 3 times. He was drugstore. And Aaron
Yeah.
Noble, who was the clarinet player, Lisa and I met her in 2019 when I was there, and met at a Starbucks. And she's been on my show, and she's lovely. And I interviewed Gord Lewis from Teenage Head.
You must have had some memories about that shoot.
Yeah, I love that song Little Boxes, and I've joked with everybody saying that song is what is playing when they're doing that whole thing with the stripper or prostitute and the
Right. Yeah.
background.
Auditions, right?
You can hear, well, they sing Ain't Got No Sense when they're out there doing the slam dancing, but you can hear Little Boxes back there, and that's my favorite Teenage Head song. You can hear that in the background as they're
Right.
yeah. And Lisa and I met Neil Clifford in 2018. He's a sculpture artist. He won't do my show because his experiences on that set was not the best, thanks to Mark Lester, the director. But he
Oh
did
yeah.
meet, yeah.
Yes, I have heard about Mark Lester in that regard.
Yep.
It's true. Well, I don't know, but I heard.
Yeah. But Lisa and I met him, and he was a nice guy. Sat down, we had some tea and chatted, but I would have loved to have got him on here, but I'm not going to bug him about it anymore, you know. But yeah, we went to Horror-rama, and I assisted Lisa, and that was an honor, and still friends with her. But it's the first time I'd ever been away from home, and I didn't want to come home.
No.
I get homesick going to Moncton or St. John, but I didn't want to leave Toronto.
I had the same feeling in LA.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Now yeah. I see a poster, Jason Takes Manhattan, behind you.
that's right. Yeah. That's a pretty nice one.
We just recently lost Peter Mark Richmond, and who played the
Yes.
professor. I had him on the show twice.
No kidding.
I really liked him. He was my favorite part of the movie. I had Tiffany Paulson on, and
Like
she talked.
Charles.
Yeah, Tiffany Paulson was that opening female victim, and even she admits her death scene was so stupid. She said originally she was supposed to jump overboard the ship, and Jason was supposed to shoot a harpoon through her.
That's
But
right.
but the water was so cold, and they couldn't get a double, and that's what they ended up going with. And even
Yeah.
she shakes her head at how
Well, yeah,
dumb that
it's
is.
Vancouver. The water is going to be cold.
Hmm.
365 there, I think, pretty much.
Yeah. And I had Michael Beignet on. Who was the gang member with the bandana. I had him on as well. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome. I would really, who's bringing I'd really like to pick from that movie. I want to ask you too.
yeah.
But for me, the guy who I would want to ask about class of 1984, other than Michael J. Fox, but would be yeah, Stegman, Tim Van Patten, Timothy Van Patten. I would just love to because he went on to direct a bunch of episodes of The Sopranos and
Hmm.
became prolific in that field. I want to know what his memories were of hanging off that thing and
Apparently not good.
probably not.
Mark Lester, I think, left a sour taste in the mouth of a lot of people. I think the only one that returned to work with him was Mary Lynn Ross, but who had worked with him in Bobby Joe and the Outlaw, but Stefan Arngrim was the only one that really returned to work with him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, there was a lot.
Which movie did they work with together again after that?
Stefan?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Just a minute there. I'm gonna bring that up here
IMDb that.
because I know what it is, and yet I can't.
It worked one more time though.
Yeah, and it had Nick
Please.
Mancuso on from Black Christmas, who I've also had on here as well. Yeah, Miss Begotten, that was the one from 1997. Stefan's right at the beginning of it, and I did see it.
Wow. Whenever I think of Mark Lester, I always think other than class of 1984, I think Commando, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
that was the shit. I have a video cassette, or I should say I had a video cassette of Commando. I pulled that out one day, actually, recently, not long ago, a couple months, pulled it out of the sleeve. And what do I see in the little window there for the tape? But there is a nest of ants. I mean, a whole nest. They had their larvae. They're moving the shit around. There was thousands of them, all within my Commando cassette. And I was gonna hurl, right? Immediately. It was ugh. So.
You didn't stick that in to see if the.
Mark Lester, that's all I'm saying.
You could have stuck that in to see if the ants would sing. Musical ants.
Not even worth selling. I'm not even gonna touch that shit. I'm just garbage.
Yeah.
Burn it with fire, I say. If anything. But no, plastic, it's too bad. Just whoop. There it goes.
Well, I want to get a little bit of your background and how you got into wanting to be a musician. Does that go back to your childhood?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember my mother, she was a piano. She played the piano, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her mother played the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother played the harp. So, the harp plus piano equals guitar, but not, but male, hence the name Rip Junk. Anyway,
that's where you get the name
too
Rip
much
Junk?
of that.
That's where you get the name Rip Junk?
Well, no, actually it's a bit more complicated than that. You got some zombies, right? They go for the brains. They say brains, 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 all that. Anyway, then you get some guys you get some zombies that they go for the gut. They're like, yeah, they're pulling those intestines out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like falling off and shit. And then you get guys like me.
I don't want to ask what you rip out.
I think you could put two and two together there on that one.
Well,
Access Hollywood Video. Yeah,
did you always want to play the electric guitar?
always. 100%. As
Mhm.
soon as I heard that George Lynch, yeah, as you can tell, you can see this is actually the kamikaze model.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few of George Lynch's guitars, actually. This one's hooked up with the Seymour Duncan, the Screaming Demon
Uh-huh.
pickup, so that's like really. It just sings. I could
I
go
know.
on for hours.
I know that song. That's Fanboy, and apparently that was written for 13 Fanboy, which I'm a co-producer on.
That is correct. That is
Yep,
correct.
I sent that thing to Debbie Sue Voorhees. I don't think it's going to get chosen, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah, that's too bad.
yep. Although I'll tell you one person that did like it, and that is Sean Clark.
Hey, that's right.
I was listening to The Thing with Two Heads while I was cleaning one night, and I heard Sean Clark bring that up to Chris Nelson, and I called Max Explosion after that, and I told him about it. And I had Sean Clark on the show back in January, and
Oh yeah.
he loved the song "Fanboy." And but I really sang your praises because, and I told Max Explosion about this during COVID. Chris Jericho and his band Fozzy, I guess, played publicly during COVID, and I guess it was Jim Cornette had something to say about that, which I appreciate. And apparently, I guess Chris had got COVID, and I guess people started calling him Jerichovid. And what I liked about you guys is that you guys didn't play public. You did the streaming, and you had the lighting, you had the costumes, and
Right, co-video.
you had the cool video. I love the fact that you guys had enough respect for the public that you guys were able to do your thing without taking drastic measures.
That's true. Like the living, they make up like 99% of our core demographic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the people that live and breathe. And
Mhm.
like in order for us to succeed as a band, we got to have these live bodies. Just
Mhm.
keep bringing us these live bodies, Greg. That's what I'm telling you. Just right this way, right this way. Like I say, I'm not the brains or the gut man. Stuck in the junk man.
Is Max the brains? Come on, tickle his ego.
Well, Maxie, you see, he once, when I wasn't looking, I was ripping the solo. He stole some of my brains, and all you need is just a pinch. All you need is just a pinch of junk brain, and it's like it's like boom. It's like Einstein liquid. You ever see RoboCop 2 with the nuke? But it just makes you smart.
There you go.
That's all I say.
Well, I first met
All
you.
I'll say is
yeah.
that Max Explosion owes everything to Rick Duck. Go on.
Okay. Well, you know what? I first met you guys at the 2017 Horror-rama. I know Max had given the card out, and I've still got it, and the business card. And I know the following year after that, I know Lisa had shown up afterwards to meet with me, and then we all went and had poutine down the street. Remember that?
Absolutely. That was a great time.
That was fun. Last year, or not last year, freaking COVID. 2019, I really got acquainted with you guys, and that was when Max had approached me about 13 Fanboy, and that was when I finally got you guys on the show. Now, I gotta say, I miss Toronto tremendously.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I can't wait till it comes back.
Yeah,
One
and
day. I live here too. Yeah. So.
yeah. Oh, I miss it. I love Toronto. I can't wait to go back. I'm hoping Horror-rama goes on again this year. That and
Oh,
I'm thinking about doing Frightmare in the Falls as well.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I don't know. Is it looking promising for them this October?
Personally, I have no idea. I am not the guy for that kind of info. But I'm just hoping, man. I'm just, crossing my fingers, my toes, my legs. Well, not my legs, but crossing everything else. But you know, just hoping that maybe in that far out chance, this Halloween, you could see Blood Opera rocking, man. Once again, that's like we're all ready. We're roaring to go. The band is tight. We're rehearsed. We just need that green light. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
is. But what can
Yeah.
you do?
We got kind of the jump on the COVID thing here in New Brunswick. We're doing really well with it. Christmas, we had a bit of a relapse, but we're in yellow phase right now. And I got my first shot of the vaccine. You got any of your vaccines yet?
Oh yeah, I got Rip Jokes got his first dose. Obviously, like I don't really need the vaccine because I'm already dead.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard that there was like a far off chance that you could have some adverse reaction. So you know me, I love to have a thrill, anything, just to get like a quick, buzz going, and it just steals my wool. You know what I mean?
Is it true that Max Explosion got his in the ass?
Uh, I just say no comment on that. He's the guy who writes the checks, Greg. At the end of the day, you got to draw a line somewhere. I'll just say no comment. But there is definitely no sunshine where he got it.
Well, who were some of your musical inspirations growing up?
Oh yeah, well, obviously, like for me, it was Dream Warriors. You know what I got? Like, yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that
just
is
hooked.
great.
Hooked off of that. That's all it took. That's all it took, baby. Just that one song. And I sold my soul to rock and roll that day.
Wow.
On the dotted line, I tell you, that's all it took. And there's some other good ones like some classic Man Behind the Mask or Sugar. That's right. I don't know,
Nice.
like if you always knows this, but we actually had a music video. We covered, we recorded Shocker,
Mm-hmm.
Dudes of Wrath from the Wes Craven film, and we made a music video for it. You gotta check us out. It's on the YouTube, Blood Opera,
Oh, I've
Shocker.
subscribed. I've
Oh,
subscribed. Um, I met you guys at the 2017 Horror-rama. Now, How many different conventions have you guys done? I've just done Horror-rama and I did one Toronto Comic Con.
Oh yeah, we've done a few. We've done. Let's see. We began. I think the first one that we performed at would have been Shock Stock out of London. Those guys are great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We did the Frightmare in the Falls. We were performed live with Ari Lehman in
Mm-hmm.
2000. Oh God, was it 2019? I can't remember anymore. This past year. But yeah, we played with Ari Lehman. He did some of his first Jason songs. And we did our show, and it was fucking fantastic just to be up there on stage with the first Jason. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, what a thrill! Of course, Horror-rama. I think I mentioned that. I think I've lost track, but I think we've done a couple of those consecutive years. I feel like I might be losing some, but
Yeah, I loved Horror-rama, and what an experience. I've done 3 of those, and I'll come back again this year if I don't know. I've contacted Luis Cerez, and he doesn't even know what's going on yet. So yeah, but normally I would have my flight schedule and all that stuff all booked by now.
that's right.
I don't know what's going on with it. Like I can't even tell my supervisor when I'm taking off because I don't know if I'm going to be. I haven't got any word.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
it's tough. I mean, I know they're starting to open up things like the border and travel, so you don't have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to stay in a hotel that will probably give you the disease as opposed to prevent it.
mm-hmm.
But that's neither here or there. I feel like by that time, you know, everything permitting, I've got a trip planned myself. I'm hoping to go to L.A. to see Dawkins with George Lynch.
Okay.
George Lynch's band and Dawkins at the Whiskey A Go Go. That's going to be December 17, 18. So I'm really hoping that this Christmas it's going to be unforgettable.
You taking Max with you?
Max has the invite. I got an underneath my bed that he can stay under. Permitting my Airbnb guy says it's cool.
Yeah, I
Not quite a bottom bunk. It's under the bed though. It's down there. You know.
Well, I saw the videos you guys did. I know you did one on Black Christmas and one on prom night. I
Yep,
actually helped Max get in touch with Lynn Griffin for Black Christmas one,
that's
and I
right.
and I helped him get in touch with Paul Lynch from prom night.
Yeah.
Yep, I was happy to do that too, and give you guys some support. And I said some great stuff about you guys to Sean Clark, and he really appreciate. He liked the song "Fanboy." He definitely sang your praises there. And but you were the one that sent that tape to him, right?
That's right. Yeah. I sent it to each of them, Sean and Chris. They each
Yeah,
got a tape and they each got one of our patches, very nifty patches. And they each got, one of these Blood Opera tapes. I happen to have one just right here, just randomly, like as a matter of fact. But yeah, look at that. See that? You open
there
it
you
up
go.
and it's got everything in there. It's got the download code. Yeah, I see it because my hands are far. But yeah, and then you get pins, there's some buttons, stickers. Yeah, man. You check it out. It's on the bloodopera.bandcamp.com. Check it out. All kinds of merch and swag. We got t-shirts and everything.
I gotta get a T-shirt next time I come to Horror-rama. I gotta grab a T-shirt.
That's right.
See
That's
you
right,
guys.
Greg.
Yep, I got to. Yeah, it's funny because 2017, that was my first time at it. I heard it's the first time for Blood Opera there. I heard it's the first time Ali Chappell was in attendance there, and the
Yep.
first time Ryan Brown was in attendance there. A lot of firsts there that year. And it
Oh
was the
yeah.
first time in that building, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess so.
yeah.
That's right. It's quite the building too.
It was different. Um,
It's
yeah,
like
it
an
was
old
different.
kind of converted church for those of you at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this
Well,
converted church into this convention space. And let me tell you, it's seen some pretty sacrilegious things. Yeah. Well, as far as like, the macabre and horror stuff goes,
hmm
all in the good spirit.
well, I made contact with Creepy Ghoul, who I noticed does all the walk around videos for that, and I just made contact with him, and I told him I can see myself. I love your cup.
That's right. We got mugs too.
Mugs. You got mugs, or did Max mug you?
Hey, I mug Max.
Well, in the 2018 video, I can see myself for a split 2 seconds in it going down the stairs to the screening room, but I get VIP every year I go. You know,
Oh yeah, man's got the hookups.
yep. I
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, but
You don't happen to get another pass, do you, for friends or you know,
it's
members?
just I just show up by myself, and I get booked there, and then I'd spend a lot of time with Lisa because Lisa's kind of my Toronto mentor, so to speak. And
Oh yeah, he's
so,
fantastic.
yep. Well, she shows me where all the great sights is, and I take her to whatever fabulous restaurant she can find, and yeah, I had a great friendship with her, and I always save all my scene card movies from Cineplex because when I go to Toronto, I told Lisa, I said, I like going to the movies here. If there's any movies you want to see, let's go. So
Yeah.
I just told the when I was at the theater last night that I had 18 free movies. I'm like, good, perfect for Toronto.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. I remember that you and Lisa were actually in attendance for one of our performances not
I
long.
was in attendance to two of your performances. I'll get to
Ah,
the second one in a minute. Yeah, Lisa and I went to when you guys did the after party for 2019. That was the winter and it was storming out.
oh yes, the
Yep.
Snowmageddon,
Yeah, and
2018.
it affected. I guess I know Ryan said that hardly anybody showed up, and Lisa and I got there, but it was after Ryan was off the stage, and I remember Max Explosion came down off the stage, came up to Lisa and I, and thanked us for showing up, and it's like, we were happy to, and they're playing Demons One and Demons Two,
Yeah,
so that was fun, and
yeah, we
but
were thrilled. We were thrilled to know that you were in attendance that night.
yeah.
Well, yeah, show's got to go on. I remember it was one of those situations where they're like, "You guys, you don't got to go up if you don't want to,"
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, "Well, fuck yeah, we're going up, yeah, Brad." You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Show must go on.
Yep. So I had a good time at it. The other time I seen you guys, well, I'll backtrack because I almost didn't. I was
Wait, can I
booked.
backtrack 1 second? I'm gonna
Sure.
backtrack now. Taking over the interview.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say for that demon show,
Yeah.
we played the Motley Crew. Save our souls. Save our souls
I
for the
remember.
heaven. Save our souls for the promised land. And of course, The Rain, the cult from Demons 2, 1 and 2, respectively. We had to pick
Mhm.
one of each. We could have done the whole soundtracks, but they had to play the movies. There was two movies. It was a long, long night.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what I was going to say, I got backtrack from your second performance because
Yeah, sorry.
I was supposed to leave Toronto the Friday before that weekend, like the weekend after Horror-rama, and I had made a blunder because I got to the airport and I had locks on my suitcases, but I couldn't get in my suitcases, and they had nothing to break the locks.
Oh,
So I was like, damn it. I mean, what do I do? So I ended up having to miss my flight. I had to go back to go back to my flat basically, and I forget now how I. Oh yeah, I know how I get in there. I got a pair of bolt cutters from the building I was in. I went down to the front desk and asked them if they had something I can get in. So I got a pair of bolt cutters and cut the locks off my suitcase. There was my keys for my locks inside the suitcase.
just inside.
They were inside. I was like, damn it.
Ah,
But on the plus side, I got two things out of it. I got to go to not one, but two Christmas parties with Lisa, which was
oh,
cool. Yep. I went to the first one before this incident, and the last one, well, she was going to a Christmas party. I forget what night it was, but I was like, she asked if I wanted to tag along since I was still in town. I was like, I have no plans, and I'm happy to hang out with her, so I went. The other thing I did, it was on Friday night. I went to see Jason Lives on the big screen where you guys performed.
ah, that's right. That night we performed No Animal
Mm-hmm.
by that band Felony. You know, like the song that they're singing, I'm no animal. You know, the scene that if this van's a rockin', don't come a knockin' scene, right?
Yep.
And then of course we played You're with your baby and you're parked alone in a summer night. Deep in love, but you're deeper in the woods. You can do it all right. Just a little taste there. You gotta come to the show. Check us out. I'm telling you.
I remember that night I put a post on Facebook that I was attending a midnight screening of Jason Lives. When I went to that Christmas party with Lisa the following night, my cell phone rang and it was Nancy McLaughlin, whom I'm good friends with.
Yes,
And
that's right. Tom McLaughlin, the director's
mhm.
wife.
Well, well, she has been a good cheerleader in my corner ever since we first started talking. She's been on my show 3 times, and I'm planning to have her back this year for a fourth. And I said, Nancy, I was watching you last night. And she goes, I saw that. We had the glow sticks and stuff, and I
Yeah.
remember they asked these trivia questions, and I could have gotten all three. Um, I answered the first one. I just decided to let other people have an opportunity because I wasn't going to be back for any of the other screenings because I would have been home and I would have got all the free movies.
That's
I
right.
won. I won the Terror Train screening, but I wasn't there for December for it. But I kept the token, the ticket though. That's kind of a souvenir.
Badge of
But
honor.
yeah,
Badge
but the
of
question
honor.
the
Oh, what
question
is
was how many Friday the 13th were made in the 80s, and I said 8.
it? 8.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Everyone knows that.
the second question was how many of the films was Kane Hodder part of? In my
4.
mind, 4. Well, everybody was saying like 2, 3, and I was
Oh,
I
come on. Yeah, this
so
is
I
stuff.
yeah, so I could have went to what was it, Weird Science, I think it was. It was supposed to be played next, and then the next one was for Night of the Comet, and I forget now what the question was, but I knew the answer. And I was like, I could have went to all 30. Of course, I would have been home, but still, um, the people didn't know the films quite as well as I did. But I answered one, and I didn't want to hog it all on everybody. So, but
That's good.
you
You can
guys
give
put
us
on,
all a chance. You got to
yeah,
give the rest of us a chance, you know.
yeah. But you guys put on a great show there, and and it was fun to watch that movie with an audience. I've seen about half the franchise on the big screen, and I'd say the best
Yeah,
experience was Jason Lives by far
yeah,
because I've
yeah. I've
seen
seen
most.
a bunch of them on the big screen myself. I wanted to ask you actually after this, like the ones I basically seen them all on the big screen except for part two,
Hmm.
right? Part three. I mean, and like God, I would love to see it in 3D if like possible.
Hmm.
I mean, I think it's been done in the past, but not as far as like I remember. And yeah, basically those are like the well, part five, actually. Sorry. Part five is another one that like I feel like two, three, and five. Like they always play, the first one. They always play the final chapter. Everybody loves, final chapter. And like Jason Lives, obviously we played at that screening for Drunken Cinema, which
Hmm.
we've done also for part seven, The New Blood,
Hmm.
and part eight, Jason Takes Manhattan, where we played the, I love that song, The Darkest Side of the Night,
Yep.
Metropolis.
Yep.
We played that. And like, I haven't seen obviously Jason Goes to Hell might be cool, but after part eight, I feel like it doesn't count. Once you get outside the 80s, Friday 13th's over.
Well, I saw part seven was the first one I saw on the big screen, and I wasn't even 18 when I saw it. So how I got in the
Original
theater, yeah,
when it first came.
I saw that in 1988, and I wasn't even 16 years old. My older brother was with
Whoa.
me. My older brother was with me, but he wasn't quite 18 either. So, and I remember there was a guy dressed as Jason with a fake machete ripping the tickets. We got in to see it. So I saw the
That's
New
nice.
Blood when it came out. The only one we didn't get in town here was Jason Goes to Hell. We never had it here for some weird reason, but
Oh, really? Yeah. It was direct to video or whatever.
it just didn't come to our theater.
Did
I
you
think
see
it.
part eight though? Part eight in theater?
No, I didn't see that in the theater. We had it, but I didn't see it in the theater. But I saw part
There was too
seven.
much going on that year. 1989 was a big year for the movies.
Well, that was the year I wanted to see UHF, but that got thwarted on me. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but I saw Jason X when that came out, and I think that's the biggest embarrassment of the franchise.
Yeah, I saw it too. And me, one other guy saw it, and we had the theater to ourselves. It was just the two of us, private screening.
You
I
snickered.
mean, not actually, it was a public screening, but nobody else came. It was just the two of us.
What an
It was kind of
embarrassment.
sad.
Yeah.
I look back at that movie though. I mean, at the time, obviously, it's garbage for all intents and purposes.
Hmm.
But is it the worst Jason movie? I
I think
still
so.
gotta say no, no, not for me. I think there's worse.
Okay, that's the worst one for me is Jason X. I saw Freddy versus Jason in the theater, and all it was all right, but a little underwhelming. I think they should have had Kane Hodder back.
Oh,
And
obviously, yeah.
Ronnie Yu was the wrong guy to direct it because the only ones he had seen was parts one for each franchise. That works for Freddy, doesn't work for Friday the
Yeah,
13th. He completely blundered that.
yeah, but it was
Um,
just such a wasted opportunity not having Kane. You can't, yeah, I can't reiterate that enough. I mean, it seems like such a slam dunk. It's like, oh, Kane Hopper's Jason. Obviously,
mhm.
that's what the fans want.
And then I saw the reboot when that came out, which I look at the reboot kind of as a sequel. because when you stop and look at it, his mask's been destroyed so many times. And when he gets back to camp, obviously he'd probably go back to Sackhead. Because
You
I
think?
notice when you see him when he first sees the hockey mask in the reboot, it's almost like he recognizes it. Like when he just kind of catches it and picks it up. So I always kind
The
of looked
bigger
at that.
question,
Yeah.
the bigger question there is why in part two, when he got up and took the machete out, he grabbed the fucking sack and put it back over his head. It just seems like the obvious thing to do, but we wouldn't have the mask otherwise. So it's like, it's fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
Just saying continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's Friday the 13th. I get it.
Now, for the other ones, I saw the original at a midnight screening. They did that on a Friday night, and they did From Dusk Till Dawn on a Saturday night. So that was how I saw the original on the big screen. And then I saw Jason Lives in Toronto, which I was
Nice.
happy to see. And that was the best experience out of the six that I saw. I'd like to see the others. Well,
I wonder why. I wonder why that was the best experience out of all.
it was the most involving. So many quotable lines, you know. I mean, Tom McLaughlin's got a script all ready to go when the stupid lawsuit gets settled, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And he's the guy I'd like to see do another one. So, and of course, Never Hike Alone. Awesome. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it.
Yeah, I have watched it, and there's also like the sequel, isn't there? Never Hike in the Snow.
Never Hike in the Snow. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that's like a brilliant idea.
He
I mean,
knows
there's something
what
different.
he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to fill in some plot holes.
Yeah, and the Jason is cool. He makes
That's
Jason
actually
cool.
the director. Debbie Sue Voorhees brought both those guys in for 13 Fanboy.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed Never Hike Alone, but he really knows what he's doing. And there's a lot of theories I have too that people talked about. I'm convinced in part 3 that the eyeball that old guy has belongs to Paul. I think Paul died.
Oh yeah, and they
I think
just like tossed his eyeball, like he's like.
I don't know, but he says there's other parts of the body.
Ugh.
I think Paul got. I think that was the last thing Jason did.
The eyeball, yeah.
Some people say it was a dream sequence, but I kind of look at it that he came through that window. He had to deal with Paul. Whether how we never got back to Jenny is anybody's guess, but yeah. But I think my favorite ones of the franchise are parts 6 and parts 4. I think those are. I think part 4 had my favorite Jason, Ted White, and I got a signed Jason mask here from Ted White.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I remember like seeing Ted White at like Fan Expo one year.
You meet him?
Oh no, I didn't get the chance. I saw him there. I was walking by. I saw him when I walked up to Tom Savini, but that's about as close as I got to Ted White. But
Ted's awesome. He's my favorite Jason out of the
yeah, he had the like other than Kane, he had those like body motions down. You know, like the whole like, you know, that subtext, the rage. Yeah. I also liked for me it's part 2 and part 8, actually. Those are my two favorites. I mean
part 8, really?
Yeah, I mean like everybody says part 8. I mean it's basically a PG-13 movie. But
part 8,
yeah,
I wish the studios just left the people alone. Yeah.
Like, I mean, even like as is, I mean, it's just so, it just moves at a click for me, and it's just so almost like it's so bad it's good kind of thing. It's more of that. It just hits all the points. Like, you know, you got the cocaine use, you got, you know, the girls in distress, like the disco, 80s clothes, 80s hair. It was just like so steeped in the culture of the time. And to come out in 1989, which, you know, really is like the height of like everything 80s. Just like peaked right there, like everything. You have like Lethal Weapon, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Batman 89, like all these movies coming out in that same
UHF.
summer. Dream Child, yeah, that's right.
No, I said UHF.
UHF, yeah. Yes, UHF as well.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. But that's another reason I'm pretty sure that movie got buried in the box office by like
Oh
all those other
yeah,
like blockbusters at
it
the
got
time.
it got a cult following later
But yeah,
though.
it was a good movie.
Hmm.
Too bad.
Now, out of the experiences you've had at these conventions, talk about people you've met. Who's made the biggest impressions on you? Who you really want to meet?
Who does Rip really want to meet? Oh boy. Well,
Well,
other
what I
than
what
like,
I what I mean, like, who did you really want to meet that you got to meet at these conventions?
oh, that I got to meet. Who did I
Hmm.
want to meet? That I got to meet. Oh yeah, there's been like a lot of people like throughout the years. I remember I met Kane Hodder.
Hmm.
That would have been at Horror-rama. I met him.
That
Uh,
wasn't Horror-rama, no.
no,
No,
oh
he
yeah,
did.
it was Horror-rama. Yeah, it was a couple years ago.
No, because they have their backlist of people they've had there, and they didn't have Kane Hodder. He might have been at Frightmare at the
Oh
Falls.
yeah, you know what? You're right. It wasn't Horror-rama. It was Shockstock.
Okay, I
I
haven't
shot.
been to that one.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was the Shockstock.
When
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that one
Shockstock in
generally go
London.
on? When does that one go on?
That usually goes on in like April. So it's been like, yeah, unfortunately, it's been like, as far as I know, it hasn't been going on the last few years because of the COVID situation.
Yeah.
But that's another convention that you hope to come back. Yeah, it's in London, Ontario. It was yeah. So I met Kane at that one. I
Mm-hmm.
met Ari Lehman
Mm-hmm.
at obviously I mentioned that before at
Mm-hmm.
Frightmare in the Falls, and Miko Hughes was in the audience. I remember I ran into him like randomly, like on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, who else? Who were some big ones that I remember? Oh yeah, Tom Savini, I saw that. Oh, so many. Like, oh yeah, and obviously like Lisa. Meeting her was fantastic, as always. I
Mm-hmm.
remember I met her. I met her actually at a screening for a class of 1984.
Mm-hmm.
That was at the Royal Cinema, I
I
believe.
love that. I remember in 2017, um, they screened Pink Flamingos there with Mink Stoll in attendance doing a Q&A, and Lisa went with me to it. My first time at the Royal, I love the Royal.
Oh yeah.
Lisa had never seen Pink Flamingos, and I kind of gave her a little cautionary warning about it. I'd seen it once, and she didn't like the movie, but she did remark about how young Mink was in that movie. And yeah, that movie was something. But I think it was the Royal. I was there in 2019, and they did a double screening of White Christmas and Black Christmas. And I called Lisa and I wanted to see if she wanted to go. She didn't want to see White Christmas, but she said she'd meet up with me for Black Christmas. And White Christmas had some people there, but Black Christmas was packed. I love Black
Yeah,
Christmas. Yeah. So the
that's
Royal
right.
is a
Pay
great
attention.
show.
Pay attention, movie theater owners.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, horror sells. I remember like I've lived in this city, Toronto, for like going on 15, close, 15 plus years, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it's only been in the last probably like 6 or 7 that you start to see these like stuff like drunken cinema where like they play the grindhouse kind of movies, and like before there was very few and far between. I remember like checking the papers every Friday the 13th for years, and nothing. I mean, like, these theaters, you don't want to sell out? Okay, fine. Just don't book it's madness.
You know what?
Pay
I
attention.
I didn't want to come home from Toronto. I wanted to live in Toronto. I don't think I can
We'd
afford
love you to live in Toronto, Greg.
I don't think I can afford to live there, but I
Ah,
think the plan is right now is like I'm just temporarily in this little cubby apartment, but the plan is that my younger brother and I and my sister-in-law are going to either buy a house or build a house where they live upstairs and I live in the basement area with my cat. And my brother said that if we get solar panels and mining equipment and stuff like that, that would cut down a lot of our expenses. And he said I could go to Toronto a couple times a year. I'm like,
right.
okay, I like that idea because I don't know. Like, I'd hate to go to Toronto and end up regretting it financially. How do you live in Toronto?
How do I live?
Hmm.
Oh, well, it's kind of like,
You ask Max Explosion for money, don't you?
well, no. Nah, nah. What I'm saying is, it ain't easy. You got to work hard. Everybody's hustling in this town. You got to be a hustler. You got to have, a heart of stone. You got to have like the quick switchblade knife kind of thing. It's survival of the fittest. Eat or be eaten, if you will. Like I say, I don't like the brains. I don't like the intestines. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do to survive, I guess is what I'm getting at. You find a way. You find a way. I know you come here, it's like, welcome to the jungle. But at the same time, I'm sorry, sorry. I get carried away. I could go on for hours, but I cannot.
So, talk about it since Horror-rama is kind of our common ground. Talk about your experiences at that convention. 'Cause I know we've done three of them together, where we're all in it under the same roof.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
yes, we were under that. Absolutely. I remember, like, gosh, I mean, really, how many? You say it's been 3 years?
3 years that we did it: 2017, 18, and 19.
That's right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow, man, where does the time go?
Where does the time go? I did some video. I did some haul videos on my YouTube channels of stuff that I got at Horror-rama, and just the memories come flooding back. Did you guys go to the 2017 after party where they had the Filthy Cabaret?
I think I missed that one.
Oh, you missed that one.
Oh,
Okay, because I go tell
no,
you,
you guys did not.
that was at that strip club.
Which one? The Zanzibar?
No, I forget what it was. I just know that Lisa had the biggest laughing fit because what had
Wait, she
happened.
was at the bar?
Well, she was. Leslie Donaldson was there. You see, it was called the Filthy Cabaret because um, it was the after party, and Mink Stoll of Pink Flamingos was singing the Filthy Cabaret.
Oh,
And Carl Zitier, the Black Christmas composer, was doing the organ stuff behind her.
oh yeah, that's right. We
So
did.
they
Yeah.
they performed, and what happened? They had this drag queen get up there dressed as Divine from Pink Flamingos, and during that performance, he was singing the song Lollipop, and he pulled this stuffed toy. It was looked like a tampon, had little blood on the end of it, but it was just a stuffed toy. Pulled it
Right.
out, and he whirls it around above his head and hurls it across the room. Lets it go, and it sails across the room. And where does it go? Hits me right in the right shoulder, drops at my feet. I look at it on the floor there, and I look up, and everybody's looking at me. So I reached down, picked it up by the little string. Lisa, I'm going to tell you, when we left on the subway to go to a restaurant, she still wasn't able to contain herself. She just lost it. She was in hysterics. I still got it too somewhere here. I kept it because I love the story. And but I remember, I think it was Leslie Donaldson, I think it was, walked by me and said, "You're not in Fredericton anymore." And
Yeah,
yeah, no, I'm kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
surprised you guys weren't at that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I want to know, where was I that night? If
I
not
don't.
there, that's what I'd like to know. I mean, where was I? God,
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I missed that one. I missed it.
So talk about your experiences doing the streaming videos, like for Black Christmas and prom night, and the campfire terrors that you guys
That's
did. Because
cool
and
video.
I was honored that you guys have put promo of mine up on there too. I appreciated that, but
Oh
I
yeah,
was happy to
yeah.
do
Spread
it.
the love. We support each other, right, Greg?
Well, I was happy to connect him with the people, and I told him, I said, if you're doing any
Right.
more, ask me if I can make connections. I'll do it.
Yeah. We couldn't have done it. Yeah, I mean, without your connections. But I remember, like, we also got Paul Zitterer, like you said, the composer,
Mm-hmm.
and like Paul Lynch
Mm-hmm.
and those guys. It was like fantastic, like those, having those like interspliced with the music and everything else going on. It was just great to somehow, like, have shows during these like lockdowny times, where like shows were, they're basically gone. They're not back yet. They're coming back soon though. I have faith, and I
I
will
hope so.
continue.
I've been going back to the movies since last July, so I
Yeah.
have done that, and hasn't bothered me. I think with the box office, like A Quiet Place 2, Conjuring 3, and Cruella all did great box office. That tells you right there that things are starting. There's a little light coming at the end of the tunnel there.
That's right.
'Cause
That's
those
right. As
films,
long as
yeah, those
we get
films
those
all did
back in
well.
the
Yep.
seat.
Yeah. But you're a musician. Do you have any favorite film soundtracks?
Oh yeah. Well, you know me. Other
Mm-hmm.
than Dream Warriors, you mean? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
that was the one that started it all.
Uh-huh.
Uh, there's a few. I mean, obviously, the Return of the Living Dead had a hell of a soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Do you wanna party? It's party time. Oh
What was it
yeah,
like for you to meet Linnea Quigley?
yeah.
Did-
Tonight.
What was it like for you to meet Linnea Quigley? I know she's been at Horror-rama 3 times, and I met her at one of them, and I
I
had her
remember,
on here. Yeah.
if I could be honest, really, I haven't actually met Linnea. I remember I've seen her around at all these conventions, but every time I see her, I just, I'm just too shy. I just
Why?
can't. I just can't. I don't know what it is. It's
I
just one
met
of
her
those.
twice in one weekend there, and I had her come on my show on my birthday in
I
2000.
know she's very friendly. She's very welcoming, but ah,
Are you
ah,
kidding me?
ah, ah, no, I just I don't know. She makes me feel kind of funny,
She
like when we
makes
used to climb
everybody
the
feel
ropes in gym
funny,
class.
huh?
I don't know yet.
Did you meet Tom Matthews when he was at Frightmare at the Falls?
I did meet Tom Matthews. That's
So
right.
he didn't make you nervous.
Oh no, he was a cool dude.
The guy that dug up a corpse when he could have just left it alone. That guy didn't make you nervous.
Well, you wouldn't have a movie without him, right?
He's been on here twice. I love Tom. I love
Oh
Tom.
yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And you guys looking forward to 13th Fanboy?
yeah, man. When's it coming out?
Hopefully August 13th.
That's the plan.
I'm
That's
on as
Friday. Yeah, Friday 13th.
I'm on as a co-producer, and my picture's going to be in a scene with Tracy Savage, which is kind of cool.
Ooh, Tracy Savage. Oh, That's it. My God, yeah.
Big
Yeah, that's
crush.
so awesome. Like I can't wait to see the finished product.
I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product. I got my name on that, and along with our Hearts of Darkness, the making of the Final Friday, a big documentary where Adam Marcus is going to address the controversy of that film and its diverse, torn opinion by fans on it.
That's right. I've heard of this one.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a very interesting watch. I'm very looking forward to watching that.
Yeah. So, who would you like to meet? We'll go to that question.
Oh yeah, once again, yeah. Always pushing. All right. I mean, obviously Don Dokken. I'd love
Okay.
to meet the man. Like I met George Lynch once. I met my guitar hero once when I was just a little guitar hero at the time. But but as far as horror movies go, and as far as like I would love to meet Robert Englund. That's one that I still, I remember he was at certain conventions, but I wasn't able to go for whatever reason at that year. But I got to meet Freddie, right?
You got to get in line early for him. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yep.
Bet. Yeah, it's a hot ticket.
I went to 3 Horror-ramas and 1 Toronto Comic Con. Now, the Toronto Comic Con, it was fun, but it wasn't as fun as Horror-rama. I know I stood in line, I think, for something like 90 minutes to meet Ron Perlman. I don't know. I found it was just way too crowded, not as personable as what Horror-rama is, which is why I love Horror-rama. The smaller cons, I find they're a little more intimate, they're a little more communal. I like that element of it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's the way to go as far as like conventions go. Like, you're just one-on-one. Like there's none of this like there's always like an awkwardness. I feel like at some of the bigger ones. You got the distance, you got the security, but like, it's like to hell with all that bull crap. Let's just get back to basics, fans and performance. And that's
So what is your relationship like with Chris Alexander and Luis Cerez of Suspect Video?
Oh yeah, we love those guys. Yeah, I remember they features us in the Delirium magazine, like some time back there. Fantastic, always very supportive. Like we love, like obviously we did that Demons thing. That was a really cool opportunity, good gig, and we played together like both played together a few times. I remember we played at like in somewhere in Hamilton. This ain't Hollywood in Hamilton, which I believe is, well, obviously everything's closed now, but I believe that one might be done for good as far as I knew. That's unfortunate. But yeah, and we were also set to play another show with Voyager, it was actually scheduled the day after Friday the 13th, which was our last show, The New Blood. We did The New Blood Friday, March 13th. And then the next day, everything was closed. Like we had a gig scheduled next day, canceled. With Chris Alexander and Voyager, canceled. But yeah, we love playing with those guys.
Yeah, my last interview that year was March 18th. So in the station down there, the university where it's connected, it was actually closed. I don't know how I get in, but I get in and I did that interview, and yeah, lockdown was not fun. I went the rest of the year. It was Nancy McLaughlin was the one that told me about Zoom. She said, if she can do Zoom, I can do Zoom. So I'm happy about this, and I spent a lot of time at work, like I said, listening to a lot of Toronto interviews, so I was happy to have you come back on there. You beat Freddie on a video game, which is cool.
That's right. And I beat Jason in the video game too. That's easy. I don't really like to boast about that one. I mean, I could do that in 30
one,
minutes.
Is it the one with him wearing the purple jumpsuit?
Is there another one?
Remember the old Nintendo one there? You could do more damage throwing rocks at them.
No, the most fire causes fire causes the most damage for Jason. That's one thing that you learn playing the game, Greg. I suggest you try it out.
I haven't tried it yet. I
You gotta
haven't.
get the original Nintendo or some kind of emulator.
Yeah.
I mean, they got that. I don't know if it's on the Mini now, but you should check it out. But Greg, I want to thank you again for like having me on the show tonight. It's been like, a fantastic, talking with you, and I appreciate everything that you've done for the Blood Opera.
I'm
Getting
happy to
us these
plug you.
contacts. I
Yep.
mean, we love you, Greg. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do some of the shit we do with this relation to kind of co-video and interviews. So I just want to take this time before I go to kind of like say thank you so much from the
I was
bottom
happy
of
to
this
do it.
dead man's heart.
And I bragged you guys up to Sean Clark too, because I know you were trying to get his attention.
Blessed.
Yep. Do you have any charities or a web page or anything like that you want to plug on here?
Oh yeah, bloodopera.bandcamp.com, babies. Check us out. You get your merch, you get your Blood Opera EP. And we got another EP in the works. Actually, it could be a full-length album, but I don't want to spoil too much. We got to get that for the next interview.
You say Bandcamp now. Has that got the girl from American Pie in it?
All right, now we're doing Bandcamp jokes. I think it's good. This is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, Greg.
Yeah, you guys got to perform with the Trailer Park Boys. That's the next thing you guys got to do. You know what? I love you guys, and I look forward. I hope to see you guys at Horror-rama this fall. Knock on wood. I'm still at. I can't seem to get Chris Alexander's attention, but I did have Ali Chappell on. Louis Serez says he doesn't know anything yet, but I've been keeping at them because I was able to book my vacation, and I can't wait. And
That's right. I know.
And I gotta get a T-shirt. Yeah, I gotta get.
Soon enough.
I gotta get a T-shirt of you guys, so I'll do that when I come down there and give you guys some support.
Fantastic! Thank you so much, Greg.
I was happy to have you on here tonight, Mr. Rip Junk of Blood Opera. Absolutely. Bless you. Thank you so much for coming on here, and I'll be in touch. You got me on Facebook, and hopefully we'll do this again next year. We'll let another thing of Horror-rama go around, and we'll touch base again.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to rock with you again in person, in the flesh to flesh, baby.
Absolutely.
One fine day.
Absolutely. Gotta get rid of COVID, get our vaccinations, and so we can beat this thing. So we can be as cool as Emma here.
Soon.
Absolutely. Soon. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for allowing me the honor to chat with you tonight.
Oh no, the honor was all mine, Greg.
All right. Now you go and you call Max Explosion and ask him if his refrigerator is running.
I just may, actually.
Think he'll fall for it?
Oh yeah, it's Max we're talking about.
And give Trash jelly beans. I told Max Trash is now going to eat jelly beans.
All right.
You take it easy. God bless. Thank you for coming on here tonight. Blood Opera forever.
Thanks, Greg.
You take it easy. Bye-bye.
Ciao.